Hello friends and welcome to Digimento. So we will continue our discussion on Unit 10, that is Policies, Governance and Administration. So yesterday I had to stop the class early. So today we will try to compensate that as well. So let's begin, and if anybody is attending the classes now, anybody join the live, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, so we will quickly start as at least 4 or 5 of you join the classes. So let me know in the comment section if you are watching the classes already. So yeah, now this is our channel, and if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe, and also do not forget to press the bell icon before you move on, so you will get all the notifications. And if you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, you can avail our online classes. So we are providing you the online classes. The details of the online classes are available on our website. So this is our website, www.digimentor.com, or you can call to this number for getting more details about the online classes that we provide. Okay, so this is about the online classes. So let's quickly start. Before that, let me know if you have joined the session. If you are attending the session, let me know. Hi Manish, hi Rani, hi Arjun. So good evening everyone. So we will start. We have already finished about the basic facts about Constitution. Then we discussed about various sources of our Constitution. Then we discussed about the preamble, fundamental rights. Then we discussed about the directive principles of state policy and the fundamental duties. Then list of fundamental duties. Then we discussed about the union executive, starting from president, then vice president, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers. Then we discussed about Union Legislature, that is the Lok Sabha. We discussed about the Speaker of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. And then we also discussed about the state legislature, state executive. So head of the state executive being the governor. Then we came to state legislature. We discussed about state legislature having bicameral legislation and unicameral. So I think this is where we stopped yesterday, and yesterday I could not really well explain the state legislature. So we will start with this, because I remember I was very much disturbed yesterday. So I was not able to really well explain this state legislature. So we will start with that. So hello Nazrina, hi Josephine, hi Swati, hi Lipika, good evening everyone. So let's start. Okay. So today starting from the state legislature. So as we said, the state legislature are of two types. It can be either unicameral, so unicameral legislature, or bicameral legislature. So unicameral or bicameral. Now what is meant by unicameral? Unicameral means having only one house, and bicameral means having two houses. So unicameral and bicameral. So this is with regard to state legislature. So it can be either unicameral or bicameral. So some of the states are having unicameral legislature, that is only one house. Now in case if a state legislature is having only one house, if it is unicameral, then it will be a legislative assembly. So legislative assembly is compulsory, whereas legislative council is not compulsory. It is voluntary, the decision of the states. Now the legislative assembly is very much similar to that of Lok Sabha. And how it is similar? Because here direct elections take place. So direct elections means people will elect their representatives directly through direct elections. So in case of those states having a unicameral legislature, only one house is there, and that one house will be the state legislative assembly, where the legislators or the MLAs, we call them the MLAs, member of the state legislative assembly. So MLAs are elected directly. So they have the state legislative assembly. Now there are some states which are bicameral. Bicameral means having two houses. So two houses. So the second house will be the legislative council. So if it is just one house, it is definitely the legislative assembly. Then the second house, in case of having bicameral legislature, the second house is the legislative council. Legislative council. So these are those states which are having a bicameral legislature in India. Only very few states have bicameral legislature. So they are Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar and Maharashtra. So these are the states. You can remember it this way. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, they are neighbors. Okay. Then Karnataka and Maharashtra, they are again neighbors. Then Bihar and Madhya Pradesh are also neighbors. So you can remember it this way. So only 6 states are having bicameral legislature, that is both the houses. One is the legislative assembly, which is compulsory for all states. Next is the legislative council. Now the legislative assembly, as we said, it's very much similar to that of Lok Sabha, because here direct elections takes place. So direct elections, or the people directly choose their representatives. Now the legislative council is very much similar to Rajya Sabha, the upper house, because here in legislative council indirect elections takes place. So indirect elections, that means people do not elect their representatives directly, but rather what they do, the elected representatives select their members to the legislative council. That is why legislative council is analogous or similar to Rajya Sabha, whereas the legislative assembly is equivalent to the Lok Sabha. Okay, I hope this much is clear for you. Yesterday I was not able to explain this very well, so that's why I have taken 2-3 minutes to explain this now. So I hope this much is clear for you. If you have any doubts till whatever we have discussed now, you can let me know. So we will continue. Next we are coming to the Indian judicial system. But before that, do you have any doubts with regard to union executive, state executive, union legislature and state legislature? Please put it in the comment section. Just take some 30 seconds and put it in the comment section so that we will clarify them and go. So any doubts? Otherwise we will move to Indian judicial system. Any doubts? No doubts. If it's clear also, let me know. Clear. Okay, let's continue. Now we will come to the Indian judicial system. So here we have the courts and judicial system. So first we have to discuss about the Supreme Court. So yeah, clear for everyone. So Supreme Court is the apex judicial institution in the country. So this is the apex judicial institution. Apart from being the apex judicial institution, some more features of the Supreme Court or some more characteristics of the Supreme Court. One is that Supreme Court is the guardian of the constitution. So guardian means protector, guardian of Indian constitution, our constitution. What is meant by guardian? Guardian means protector. So protecting the constitution. How protection of constitution is ensured? It is ensured in the sense that the constitutional principles, we have already discussed about the constitutional principles of secularism, of equality, liberty. So Supreme Court has the responsibility to see that these constitutional principles are followed, or these constitutional principles are adhered to. So that is why Supreme Court is called the guardian of our constitution. So it is the guardian of the constitution. Second important point regarding the Supreme Court with relation to constitution is that it is the interpreter of the constitution. So what is meant by interpreter of the constitution? So interpreter of the constitution means that there are various constitutional principles given. Now, the constitution does not explain each and everything. So, the constitution's duty is to provide the basic principles. Now, how to interpret these principles, or how to bring that principles into daily or real life context, this is the duty of the Supreme Court. Okay, now I'll give you an example. We have Article 21. So under Article 21, the Constitution has clarified that we have a basic fundamental right to life and personal liberty. So life and personal liberty. So this is a fundamental right. So this is given by the Constitution under Article 21. Now, how to bring it into your real life? Now, right to privacy. So Constitution has not mentioned anything about right to privacy, or in the fundamental rights this word privacy has not been used. Now this question has arisen whether privacy is a fundamental right or not. So who will give the answer whether privacy is a fundamental right or not? The Supreme Court will give the answer. So Supreme Court will interpret this privacy in terms of Constitution, and based on that, in this example, based on the interpretation of Supreme Court, the Supreme Court clarified that right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21. See, under Article 21, the Constitution has just provided that right to life and personal liberty is a fundamental right. Now, what is personal liberty, or what all can come under the purview of personal liberty? This has to be clarified by the Supreme Court, being the interpreter of the Constitution. The Supreme Court is responsible to interpret the Constitution. I hope you got this point. So, these are two very important things that we have to remember about our Supreme Court. One is that it is the interpreter of the Constitution, and second one is that it is the guardian of our Constitution. So guardian and interpreter of the Constitution. So these are two very important things that we need to remember in the context of Supreme Court. Now let's come to the details. Supreme Court is the apex of the judicial system in India. So apex means the head of all the judicial system in India, or the head of judicial institutions in India is the Supreme Court. So it means that Supreme Court is the last resort for any appeal. Okay. Now, the Supreme Court comprises, the composition of the Supreme Court consists of a CJI, that is a Chief Justice of India, and 33 other judges. So, there are total 34 judges in the Supreme Court, and one is the CJI. CJI means Chief Justice of India. Now, how is the CJI selected from or among the judges? The senior most judge of the Supreme Court. So, senior most judge of the Supreme Court is selected or elected as the CJI, or the Chief Justice of India. So, senior most judge of the Supreme Court becomes the Chief Justice of India. Now, the retirement age of judges. Judges may retire on attaining the age of 65 years. So, 65 years is the age of retirement for the Supreme Court judges. Okay. So, age of retirement is 65 years. Now, the only grounds upon which a Supreme Court judge can be removed are proven misbehavior and incapacity. So, it is, this is the ground for removal. So, removal of judges. Grounds for removal of Supreme Court judges. So, what are the grounds? It is proved misbehavior or incapacity. Now, very recent example is the previous Supreme Court Judge of India, that is Ranjan Gogoi, Justice Ranjan Gogoi. So, a resolution was moved in the Lok Sabha against Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi, to remove him from the office. But this resolution was not passed, but I was just giving you an example. So, these are the grounds on which a Supreme Court judge can be removed on basis of proved misbehavior and incapacity. Again, the process of removal is very difficult because it also requires a special majority from both the houses of the Parliament. So, Parliament has the final say in that. Okay. Now we have seen about Supreme Court. Now we will come to our High Court. So High Court is in the state level. So High Court, High Court is the highest or the apex court in every state. So state level, the highest judicial institution is the High Court. State level, highest judicial institution is the High Courts. Okay. So it is the head of the judiciary in each state. It comprises of Chief Justice and number of other judges as may be decided by the President. Now in case of Supreme Court, we have seen that the number of judges in the Supreme Court are fixed. It is 33 plus the CJI. So it is fixed. Now in case of High Court, the number of judges, there is a Chief Justice for every High Court. Apart from the Chief Justice, the other judges of the High Court, they are decided by the President. So depending on the state, means depending on the strength, that is there may be very large states, small states. So depending on the size of the state and the population and other factors, the President of India will decide how many judges are needed in a particular state. So the number of judges in a state High Court is decided by the President. Now I'll just take up some comments. Sumati, good evening. It's okay, Sumati, no issues. Okay, anyway, you joined. Arjun, removal of judge also consider as another court case. No, Arjun, removal of judge is not a judicial procedure. It's actually a parliamentary procedure, because parliament takes action against the judges. It's not the judiciary. Okay. Now, the High Court enjoys jurisdiction over the territorial limits of the state and has the power for superintendence and control over all courts and tribunals in that area. Now, this is regarding the jurisdiction of the High Courts. So, jurisdiction of the High Court. So, the jurisdiction of the High Court, it is within the territorial limits of a state. So, the jurisdiction of the High Courts are within the territorial limits of a state, and also the High Courts, they have the control and power over the other courts and tribunals in that state. So, for example, in every state there must be various tribunals or other lower courts. So, the lower courts plus the tribunals in that state, it comes under the jurisdiction of the High Court. In case of High Court, the judges retire at the age of 62 years. Whereas in case of Supreme Court, we have seen that the judges will retire only at the age of 65 years. Okay. So 62 here and 65 there. So this is some aspects related to our parliament and all. So some of the important aspects or some of the important terms and terminologies related to our parliament, this also we will discuss. So with that, we will come to an end to the parliament, constitution and all. Then we will come to government bodies, which is again a very important topic given in your syllabus. So next we will discuss about some terms related to the parliament, etc. So first we will come to what is called a lame duck government. What is meant by lame duck government? So lame duck government means it's defined as the government which has lost the motion of no confidence in the Lok Sabha and does not have the constitutional authority to run the government. Still, on being asked by the president, such a government has to continue until alternative arrangements are made. Now, the term lame duck. Lame duck means what is the exact meaning? Lame duck means shameful government. So what is a lame duck government? It means that a government which has lost the confidence in the lower house, in the Lok Sabha. So if a particular government, if a government loses confidence in the Lok Sabha or lower house, loses confidence in the Lok Sabha, then the government will have to be removed. So this will lead to the removal of the government. That is why the Council of Ministers are held responsible to the lower house or the Lok Sabha. So if in the Lok Sabha the government loses its majority or the confidence of Lok Sabha, then the government has to resign. So it is done through a no confidence motion. So if the no confidence motion is passed in the parliament against a government, then the government has to resign, or the government needs to be removed. Now what happens in that case? The president will ask, or the president can ask that particular government to continue until a new government is formed. But basically they do not enjoy any power. So they are not able to get the confidence of the Lok Sabha, or they are not able to grant or get the confidence of the lower house, but they are continuing in power just because the president has asked them to continue until the new government comes in. So it's like, what is that example? Suppose for example, let it be, I'll give you a very small example from your daily life. Suppose you have a property, a house. So you have a property or a house in which you live. Now you have sold this house to a third party, to another person, ABC. So ABC has given you all the payment. Okay. But ABC is in some other place, and maybe in 3 weeks or maybe in 1 month only the ABC will come and occupy the house. So ABC has told you that you can continue to stay in the house until I come back. So you have this 1 month period, but the property registration is done in the name of ABC, and you have received all the payment and all. So you do not have any stake in the house, but you just stay in the house for that particular period until the ABC comes back. So the same is the situation. A no confidence motion has been passed in the parliament, and the government has no authority or no say in the governance, but still the it continues. Why? Because the president has asked them to continue until the new government is formed. So this is called a lame duck government. So they do not enjoy any power in the parliament or in the Lok Sabha, but they are continuing until the new alternative arrangements is made. So this is called a lame duck government. Now next is a cut motion. Cut motion is a motion moved to effect a cut in the annual budget. So this is to reduce the expenditure. So cut motion, it's basically in order to cut down the expenditure in the annual budget. Okay. Then 0 hour, it's also a very important term. It was in the news also recently. So 0 hour, it is that time during the parliamentary proceedings in a day when any matter of urgent national importance is discussed without any prior notice. So 0 hour is soon after the question hour. So first the parliament starts with the question hour. We will discuss about the type of questions asked in the parliament. We will see what are the questions and what are the replies given. Then after the question hour, before the parliament session begins, we have the 0 hour. Now, what is this 0 hour? 0 hour is this particular hour when any urgent importance, any matter of urgent importance is discussed in the parliament without any prior notice. But in case of question hour, questions can be asked against any minister, or questions can be asked to anyone in the government. But the thing is that the questions, it needs to be given in prior. So a prior permission of the speaker in case of Lok Sabha, and chairman in case of Rajya Sabha is needed for raising the questions during the question hour. Whereas in case of 0 hour, there is no need for prior permission. If there is anything that is of urgent importance, the members can raise the questions without any prior notice in the question hour. 0 hour. So that is the difference. Now let's come to the question hour. So in question hour, there are mainly 2 questions. One is starred question. Another one is unstarred question. So starred question and unstarred question. So start question means the answers to which has to be given orally by the minister. So start questions, there are certain start questions and these questions are asked to the ministers. Now the ministers has to give a oral reply for this start questions. Now another feature of the start question is that subsequent questions can be followed, which means suppose a member asks a question to the minister, so minister will give an oral reply, and as a after the oral reply is given, if there is any more questions to be asked, then the continuation can be done or subsequent questions can be asked or followed. Now what is unstart questions? Unstart questions in which the answers are given in writing to the parliament by the minister. So in case of unstart questions, the ministers will give a answer in writing. Here ministers will not give an oral reply, they will give a reply in writing. And here another important feature is that no subsequent questions can be followed. So after this question is being asked, written reply is given, so no more further questions can be asked based on that. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Next is vote on account. So vote on account is, it is passed without discussions pending final approval by the parliament if money is required urgently. So vote on account means if for any reason money is required urgently, then money can be raised. So this is vote on account. Next one is guillotine motion. So guillotine motion, it's a motion. It is said to be guillotined if it is passed without any further discussion on it in the parliament in the view of urgency of the issue under the question. So guillotine motion means a motion which is passed in the parliament without much discussions. So I'll just write down. Motion passed in the parliament without much discussions. Without much discussions. And why without much discussions? It may be of some matters of urgent importance. So because of the urgency of the cases, these motions are passed in the parliament without deliberation and much discussions. So this is called a guillotine motion. Okay, I hope you got it. So any doubts? Any doubts from whatever you have we have learned till now? You can put it. Okay. Next is filibuster. So it is a person who, in order to block the passage of a bill in the parliament, makes a long speech just before voting is going to take place. So filibuster means a person. Mostly it will be from opposition only, because the government, the members from the government ruling party will always want the bill to be passed in the parliament. So filibuster means a person who will make a very long speech in the parliament so that the speech gets prolonged, and the speech will take place just before voting of a bill takes place, so that the speech will continue and by then the time would have ended. So the bill will not be put to vote. So that person is called a filibuster. Okay. Next is whip. Whip is a term which you must have definitely heard. It was in news for many reasons. So a whip is a person who regulates the presence and conduct of the members of a particular political party. So whip means a person who will regulate, or who will like in debate there is a moderator, or so such a way a whip is a person who will regulate the presence and the conduct of the members of a political party, which means for every political party there will be a whip. So whip, a person representing the political party, and this person of the political party must be a senior leader. So political party, and this person shall be responsible for regulating the presence and the conduct of the members in the parliament from their political party. Okay. So this is all about the parliament constitution and all. So if you have any doubts, I think we will discuss that and then move forward. So let me know if you have any doubts. So any doubts? All clear. Okay, so I hope there are no doubts. Let's continue. No doubts. Manish, Rani, Lipika, no doubts. Okay, so we will take up the next topic, that is important government bodies in India. So this is again a topic which has been mentioned in the syllabus particularly. So I was just, I'm sorry, okay, I was just going through the previous year questions to make the questions for you. So I found out that there were many questions from this topic, important government bodies. So yeah, okay. So we will come to it. Important government bodies, then again very important topic. Okay. So we will start with Election Commission. Election Commission is a constitutional body. Now we need to understand what is meant by constitutional body. So what is a constitutional body? Constitutional body means any body which has been mentioned in the constitution. First have been mentioned in the constitution. Secondly, it should derive its powers from the constitution, which means the powers of the body, the functions of the body, the role of the body should be mentioned in the constitution. So they derive the power from the constitution. Okay, derive the powers from the constitution, and they are mentioned in the constitution, and they derive the powers from the constitution. So Election Commission is the first body that we will be discussing. Election Commission is a permanent, it's an independent body. Independent means it is not dependent upon the legislature or the executive. That's very important, because the Election Commission's responsibility is to conduct free and fair elections. So if they are dependent upon executive and legislature, they cannot be impartial. So they are independent body. It is established by the Constitution of India. That's why it's a constitutional body, directly to ensure free and fair elections in the country. So this is the most important function of Election Commission. So the most important function or the purpose of Election Commission is to ensure free and fair elections in the country. It ensures free and fair elections. Now elections, with regard to elections, elections are the backbone of our constitution or backbone of our democratic system. So elections are the backbone of our democratic system. Okay. Now the Election Commission, the constitution provides that the power of superintendence and direction and control of elections to the parliament, state legislatures, the office of president and office of vice president has to be carried out by the Election Commission of India. So which all elections come under the jurisdiction of the Election Commission of India? First one, the elections to the parliament. So Parliament definitely means the election to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So not just Lok Sabha. So elections to Lok Sabha, elections to Rajya Sabha. Then state legislature. Both the legislative assembly and legislative council. So state legislatures, the office of President of India, elections to the office of President of India and the office of Vice President of India. So elections to all these comes under the jurisdiction of the Election Commission of India, ECI. Now, composition of ECI. So next is regarding the composition of ECI. So composition of ECI. Election Commission comprises or consists of one CEC, Chief Election Commissioner, plus 2 other election commissioners. So total is 3. So there are 3 members in the Election Commission. One is the Chief Election Commissioner. Then there are 2 election commissioners. Okay. So this is regarding the composition of the Election Commission. Next one is the Union Public Service Commission. So this is another very important body. So Union Public Service Commission is called the watchdog of the merit system. Watchdog of the merit system. In the country. So watchdog of the merit system in the country. Okay. So Union Public Service Commission comes under Article 315. It is the watchdog of the merit system in the country. It was set up on October 1st, 1926. That is before the independence. So UPSC was set up before the independence. And UPSC, the commission consists of a chairman and 10 members. So total composition is 11 members. So 11 members, chairman plus 10 other members. So this is the composition of the UPSC. So chairman plus 10 members. So chairman and the members of the commission hold office for a term of 6 years. So this is the term of office. So chairman and the members of the commission, they hold the office for a term of 6 years or until they attain the age of 65 years. So either 6 years or 65, whichever is earlier. So this is the retirement. Now the main function of the UPSC is to recruitment to services and post under the union government through conduct of competitive exams. So UPSC conducts various competitive exams to fill the vacancies under the union government, and the most important exam that is conducted by the UPSC is the civil services examination. So this is the most important exam conducted by UPSC. Okay. So that is why it is also called the watchdog of the merit system. So watchdog of merit system. Why? Because the merit system, through competitive examination, the meritorious students or meritorious candidates are selected to various important posts of the union government. So that is why UPSC is called the watchdog of the merit system. Next is a State Public Service Commission. And we also have Joint Public Service Commissions. So we will complete that also today. Okay, State Public Service Commission is very much similar to UPSC, but they function at the state level. So this is at the state level. So state PSCs, we call them as PSC, Public Service Commissions. And again, it consists of a chairman and other members appointed by the governor of the state, but they can be removed only by the president. So here appointment is done by the governor. Now the removal is done by the president. So removed by the president and appointed by the governor. And the chairman and the members of the commission, they again hold a term of 6 years or until 62. In case of UPSC, it was 65. Now here it's 62 and 6 years. So UPSC similar, 6 years or 65. whichever is earlier. So really sorry, sorry for the issue. Okay, so yeah, I hope now it's clear for you. Okay, so yeah, coming to State Public Service Commission. State Public Service Commission, as we said, this is at the state level. Okay, so State Public Service Commission is at the state level. Now we have the JPSCs, Joint Public Service Commissions. So JPSCs or the Joint Public Service Commission, they are jointly for 2 or more states. So the JPSCs are jointly for more than 2 states. Now am I audible to you? Is everything fine now? Please let me know if it's okay. So am I audible? Okay. So JPSCs or the Joint State Public Service Commissions, they are for 2 or more states, and it is created by an act of parliament on the request of state legislatures concerned. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, JPSCs are then created by the parliament. Now for example, 2 or 3 states, especially neighboring states. Let's take for example Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. These are neighboring states. So these 3 states, they want a JPSC or a Joint Public Service Commission. Okay, my audio is not, my video is not seen. I'll just see. Okay. Okay, it's just 2-3 more minutes, Lipika. Let's continue like this. I think there is some technical issue. Let's see. Okay. So suppose for example 2-3 states, like for example Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, which are neighboring states, they need a Joint Public Service Commission. In that case, they can request the parliament. So parliament has to establish the Joint Public Service Commission. Okay. So this is given. Now some doubts, which judge retires at 65 and 62? Okay, I'll come to it. So at the age of 65, the judges of the Supreme Court, and at the age of 62, the judges of the High Court retires. So it is the Supreme Court judges at the age of 65 and High Court judges at the age of 62. Okay, so that is all. Next we have Finance Commission, but it's a very lengthy thing to be discussed. A little bit is there. So tomorrow we will take up Finance Commission, CAG, Attorney General, Solicitor General of India, NHRC, CVC, Niti Aayog, CBI. So this is all regarding the bodies which we will discuss tomorrow. I'll try to finish it off tomorrow, the important bodies. Ma'am, I did not got the concept of 6 years and 65. Okay, I'll just explain that. Okay, Rani has asked me this doubt. Okay, so we will just explain that and then wind up. Now, for example, a judge is 58 years when the judge got appointed as the judge of Supreme Court. So, at the age of 58, a particular Justice ABC got appointed. Now, after 6 years, he will be 64. Okay. So, what will happen? At the age of 64 itself, he will retire because he has completed the term of 6 years. Now, for example, another judge, he became a Supreme Court judge at the age of 62. Now, at the age of 65 itself, he will retire. He will only serve for 3 years because the upper age limit is 65. So, this is it. I hope now it's clear for you. So, either 6 years or 65, whichever is earlier. So if a judge enters into the Supreme Court as a judge, like for example 58 or 57 years, he will be only less than 65 when he retires. So judges can retire even before 65 years if they complete a term of 6 years, or even before completing the term of 6 years they can retire if they are 65 years old. So I hope this is clear now, Rani. So any other doubts, anything else is there, let me know. Okay. Manish Mohan, it's my first time here. Very good class, ma'am. Thank you so much, Manish. I hope you will continue watching our classes every day at 8 o'clock. So we have the live session at 8 p.m. every day until further notice. Okay, I hope you will watch it. Okay, Rani, yes, clear the concept. Thank you so much, Rani. If you like this video, please do share it with your friends also. I hope to see you again tomorrow, the same time, 8 o'clock. Take care, study well. See you soon. Bye-bye.